the stage, it's Sean! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? You having a good night? How good have all the acts been? The bastards. My name's Sean, for those of you that don't know me, which unfortunately is the vast minority at this point. A lot of my mates have turned up. I'm here from the Wirral. It's great to be involved with this local charity. I'm fantastic to be on stage. Really proud to be from the Wirral, the Paradise Peninsula, as we've modestly named it. Now, the Paradise part's obviously uncontested, completely scientifically proven. It's the peninsula part that really gets people talking. How many times have you met someone new on holiday or at uni, and you've had to explain where the Wirral is and what the fuck a peninsula is? But that's not for their benefit, it's for ours. They don't give a shit, they've just met you at the bar. We just love banging on about the Wirral to anyone that'll listen. He's fantastic. I've got my first laugh from the gentleman at the back. I love you. You are majestic. Thank you. Thank you, Leon, who's now got the biggest laugh of the evening, you prick. Alright, so we love back on track. Thank you, gentlemen at the back. So we love banging on about the Wirral. And with good reason, as Peter said. The Wirral's boss, it's great. It is great. We've got a lot to be proud of on the Wirral. For example, we've got our own north-south divide. It's the east-west divide, and we're that proud of it. We built a fucking monument right down the middle of the peninsula. You're gonna love this next bit, my friend. It's the M53. Apparently not. Jesus. Thank you, Wirral Council. It's not just that though. There's a lot of talk on the mainland. So obviously we're isolated a little bit here. We've got our own way of doing things. There's a lot of talk on the mainland about fake news. And we've solved that about a year ago here. We've got our own news agency. It's got thousands of reporters who report by the minute on local news. It's Facebook's very own Wallasey Gossip, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taken by the reaction a lot of you heard it, so you've blown my next joke, unfortunately. Those of you who has not heard of Wallasey Gossip, fantastic, I'll indoctrinate you into the cult of Wallasey Gossip. So Wallasey Gossip is the future, ladies and gentlemen, and there's two reasons why that I was convinced and why I'm living in the headquarters of Wallasey Gossip. Reason A is, on a night out, a lot of people in Wallasey can't keep the noise down, so it's 2 in the morning and I'm in bed. Trying to have a nice night. I've watched 6 episodes of Westworld. Having a great time. And I can hear something outside and I'm comfy in bed and I don't want to get up. But I know I've got an internal battle and I know eventually I'm going to have to make the trek to the curtains, to peer out the curtains and stare from about 100 yards at this dark couple in the distance, tutting silently at them so they know they've wronged me. Don't need to do that anymore, ladies and gents. Thanks to the majesty of Wallasey Gossip, we've got a war correspondent, Barry, from down the road. And he's on the front lines and he's filming it live on Facebook with a caption all in caps lock which says, "Fuck off. House number 68. I don't even need to leave bed now. It's great. Really get involved. The second reason, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're higher evolved on the Wirral and on Wallasey Gossip. It's been shown. We've moved beyond words. We've moved on to emojis now. It's fantastic. Purely emojis. People can express a wide range of emotions from rage, normally rage, in fairness, on the Wirral. We've got our sports reporter, Jack, weekly updates us on how Tranmere are getting on this season with a single emoji, which is the turd with eyes. which is my personal favourite, is absolutely boss. Every week, doesn't get old. And I've seen the future, and now I agree with the Daily Mail readers who hate the BBC and think we pay too much for the licence fee. Until Hugh Edwards does his 10 o'clock news update on North Korea-US relations through only the medium of snake emojis, I won't feel like I've got my money's worth, if I'm totally honest. Now, you know you've made it when there's news on Wallasey Gossip. Oh, there he is. Wondering where all my laughs have gone. You get yourself settled, we'll wait. I'm dying up here. Leon agrees. He's giving me a look. So you know there's big news when it's on Wallasey Gossip and it gets loads of emoji reactions. Emojis are the barometer of 2017. Oh, you know something's great. So there's big news in Wallasey recently. It, it got over 400 wow emojis on Wallasey Gossip, ladies and gentlemen. I know. I was shocked. Hey up. Some ha-ha emojis for the back as well. 400 wow emojis. Now it wasn't Prince William at Guinea Gap renewing his Invigorate membership. It was the visit of another um, national institution from the mainland. It was BBC Question Time in majestic Wallasey Town Hall, ladies and gentlemen. David Dimbleby had the time of his life. He was made up. So I was one of those wow emojis. I was that excited. I was that ecstatic. I got caught up in the excitement. People in Wallasey for weeks were ironing their tracksuits in preparation for this. Dog shit on the prom was actually being picked up in the build-up. And I could hear a million pencils scream out in anger as people were rewriting the 100-word questions about the Wirral Tunnel. I fucked up a little bit. He didn't even laugh at the back. That's how I knew I fucked that up. Anyway, Wallasey Tunnel, or Birkenhead, take your pick. So, I'm lucky enough to work for Wirral Council, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, some cheers off the table of Wirral Council employees. They don't know I'm taking the piss. And luckily enough, I work in Wallasey Town Hall, so I didn't have to commute. I had time to get ready. I had time to prepare myself. So I spent 7 hours of taxpayers' money writing a 100-word question, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic, thank you. 7 hours writing this question, and I practiced my death stare in the mirror because I knew the Tory party chairman was going to be on this question time. And for those of you, boo, rightly so, thank you, Harry, the back, cheers, mate. He voted Tory in 2015. I've got that one for Facebook Middo, make sure that's... Anyway, he's pretending that ever since. So, I've lost my train of thought now, mate, you did. So, I've practiced my death stare, yeah, and for the not so political amongst you, I'm looking at you, Middo, with your phone in the air. He's the political equivalent of the Emperor from Star Wars, my friend, so you know he's that much of an obed. So I was practicing my death stare, and I was ready. I'd even gone down to the set, and I took a dog-eared selfie in David Dimbleby's seat. I was buzzing my head off. I was ready. I got picked to be there on the set. So I was sat there in the briefing, and my hero was there, David Dimbleby, and he was giving all this briefing. I can only remember two things he said. One of which was relatively mundane. It was, of course, don't keep your hand up when you're asking a question, because you'll look a div. And the second one, can we please get this woman talking about the Wallasey Tunnel away from me? Got it right. I had to put that in. I had to get that right. Only two things I can remember. And he also said right at the end, it's filmed live and it goes quicker than you'd expect. So make the most of it, much like this set now. And it did. It went really quick. An hour went by. Now, I wasn't picked to ask me question. And I'd spent 7 hours of your money, ladies and gents. Luckily, I had my hand up in the air, fuming, staring at this chairman for the whole of the filming. And I was lucky enough to get asked. And I was a bit nervous. And then he asked me my question, and I sort of half mumbled it. And then he said, can you just explain that, Dave Dimmerby, the dickhead, for we're mates? Can you just explain what you mean by that question? So I had to go again, and I got a bit more confident. And a few of my mates, Rosie there, was sat there with me. She didn't stop me. That one's just for you, Rosie. She'd absolutely love that. Didn't stop me. And I thought, you know what, I've bossed this. A little bit anxious, but I've bossed this question. So I go home. I'm driving home in my tiny little car to my race car bed in my mum and dad's house. And I've set the world to rights. I'm fucking boss. I'm top of the world. I've even stared down the Tory. I've even stared down the Tory party chairman, who looked at me and had the audacity to attempt to answer my question. Can you believe it? Fuming. So, got home, and luckily living with mum and dad. There's no escape. Proud as punch. They've pleased it. They've pleased it. They've paused it on my moments of triumph. Now, if you turn to page 3 of your programmes, ladies and gentlemen, I've got props. Half of your fundraising this evening has gone on this programme, so please do turn to page 3. If you look at the the gentleman at the back, very acquainted with page 3, he'll show you. If you look at page 3, the photo next to my name, and it's Sean, if you don't remember, the photo next to my name is what I was greeted with. Now, I didn't heed David Dimbley's advice. When I asked this question very eloquently, I decided to leave my hand up in the air for the duration of the question, and I wondered why the drive home was so difficult and why the blood flow was really restricted. But anyway, got home. My mum and dad kept it very quiet. It was half white, half pink as I got home. It turns out no one gives a shit about your question about a Brexit white paper if you keep your hand up like a dickhead for the duration of the question. It's not all bad though. I got a new Facebook profile picture. It's been there for 7 months. I'm hoping for one off you tonight, Norman. No pressure. And I also got 200 ha-ha reactions on Wallasey Gossip, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking, but I had a great night. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm not going to make the obvious penis joke there. I won't loan myself to that. I just want to do one thing. Now, I've said I'd do some shout-outs for people that have very kindly raised more than £20. So, one of which was my sister Kate. Thank you very much, all the way from Reading. Hopefully, Middo's live streaming this on Facebook, so if you've got him, I'll wave. Thank you very much. And my mate Jack Daniels as well. One last shout-out is for my mum and dad. Now, I told them don't sit at the front. So they've decided to sit all the way at the back. I can barely see them between the lights. They've sat all the way at the back with my sister Sophie as well, Sophie, I haven't left you out. And tonight's a very special night for them. It's not the son of 24 years making a knob out of himself on stage. It's their 26-year wedding anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. My dad's shaking his head. My mum's still filming. Keeping it. My mum's keeping her hands in the air. We keep that in the family. That strong arms. So, my dad was made up when I told him this was tonight. He emailed me in work. I emailed him the details. He emailed me in work, made up, because he didn't have to book a meal out tonight. And the pints are only £3, so he's driving home. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely fantastic. Come join me on the wonderful world of Wallasey Gossip. I've been Sean. Cheers. Give it up for Sean, ladies and gentlemen. Sean.